I spent 6 years of my life studying to become a teacher, hundreds of hours in lecture halls, endless exams and absolute dedication. And today, I'm quitting. I'm starting from zero, spending over half a decade investing into a degree that turns out to be completely wrong for you is a quite harsh pill to swallow. But now looking back, I realized that this wasn't just bad luck. It was a structural trap. If I could reset my timeline to day one, these would be the 15 things I would do differently to save years of my life and how you can avoid the mistakes that I made. Number 1, take a gap year if you are unsure. If you're finishing high school right now and you're feeling pressure to choose your major right now, stop. Please listen to this. Take a gap year if you're not 100% sure about what you want to do. When you finish school, there's huge societal pressure to jump straight into university. I felt it too. But looking back, rushing into a major just to do something was my first big mistake. If I could start over, I would take a gap year. Work a simple job, travel, do an internship. Giving yourself a few months of silence to figure it out will save you years of you studying the wrong career path. Number 2, let's talk about the visibility trap. I feel like most students choose between the 3 most visible majors. When I started out, my brain only recognized the 3 most prestigious or most traditional career paths. For me, that was law, medicine, and a teaching degree. That's it. In my mind, these were the only 3 degrees possible for myself. But since, my grades were not up to the standard of medicine, and I knew that learning things by heart was not my strong suit, I chose the teaching degree. Because I thought, well, I like languages, I like children. This is probably going to be the right thing for me. In the end, choosing a degree solely based on the knowledge of the degrees you cannot do is not the wise choice. If I could start over, I would actively go to study and work fairs. Because you have to expose yourself to fields you have never heard of, like data analytics, digital product management, or logistics. Don't choose from a menu of 3 items when there's a whole buffet out there. Number 3, university network matters. The university you choose matters more than you think. I used to believe that this was only true for the US, for the Ivy League schools. But even in Germany or Europe, universities are not created equal. If I started from scratch, I wouldn't just look at the city or at the student life. I would look at the university's ecosystem. Do they have strong corporate partnerships? Do they fund student startups? Because in the end, the network and the local industry connections of your university are your hidden leverage. Number 4, ditch pure theory for integrated practice. Traditional universities are failing in the 21st century. This is what you should do instead. Choose a dual study program or integrated internships over pure theory. Sitting in a study hall for 3 to 6 years only to memorize textbooks without ever touching the market is a recipe for a quarter-life crisis. If I could reset, I would strongly consider a dual system degree or a major with mandatory integrated practical semester. You need to touch the real world in year 1 to see if you actually enjoy the practical use of what you are studying. Number 5, don't quit in the first semester, but also don't wait for year 6. How do you know when it's time to quit your degree? Here is the golden rule. Give it 1 semester, but don't fall into the sunk cost trap. The first semester of every student program is challenging. It's organizational chaos, adapting to a new life, and dry introductory courses. Don't quit here. Give it an honest shot. But if you are in semester 3 or 4 and your intuition constantly tells you that this is wrong for you, do not stay just because you already invested time or because you're halfway through. That's the sunk cost fallacy. I stayed for 6 years because I thought giving up meant failure. It doesn't. Escaping early on is a superpower, not a weakness. Number 6. If you're going through university without doing this one thing, you are missing out on 50% of the actual value of higher education. An exchange semester or a year abroad is a non-negotiable must. And I get it, when you're deep into the stress of exams, a year abroad feels like an additional chore. Sometimes it also feels like an unnecessary distraction from the degree you want to receive as fast as possible. You might think it will delay my graduation, it is expensive, and it's too much paperwork. Let me tell you, while I understand the financial argument, the time you're investing into organizing and figuring out how to go abroad is worth it. Personally, I did a semester abroad, and in my degree, I could have gone abroad for 2 years. But since this is also my first time studying, I missed out on 1.5 years of getting to know new people, of getting to know new cultures, of seeing new places. Don't make the same mistake. If I could start over, I would pack my bags and go. After all, an exchange semester, a year abroad, is not about the academic credits that you collect. It's about developing your personality, interacting with new people. It forces you out of your comfort zone and broadens your horizon, opens up your mind and teaches you how to survive in a completely foreign environment. And that kind of adaptability is something that no textbook can teach you. Number 7. Apply for a scholarship early on. The biggest myth about university scholarships is that you need a perfect GPA. Here is how it actually works. Most students believe that scholarships are only for the top 1% geniuses among us. You know, those with flawless grades. Because of this myth, thousands of scholarship spots go completely unfulfilled each year. If I could reset my timeline, I would apply immediately as soon as I had my first grades. Many foundations care way more about your social engagement, your background or your personality than your grades. And why is this so crucial? It buys you freedom. Because if you have financial support early on, your grades won't slip as easily. Because you can focus on your academic work and not worry about paying your next rent. You are able to protect your mental energy where it matters most. Number 8. Protect your semester break. Here is a reality check that will change the way you look at your university holidays. I will tell you one thing. Treat your semester breaks like gold. When you're studying, you're complaining about how much you have to do during your holidays. But let me give you a reality check. Once you enter the corporate world, you might get 30 days of vacation a year. You will never have months of structural freedom like this ever again in your adult life, unless you choose to quit. If I started from zero, I would never use my semester break just to binge watch series, shadow someone in a company you find fascinating, or simply try to see as much of your surroundings or of other countries and cultures as you can. Use the break actively to design your life, to add more depth and to create new memories, because this is a time that you will not get back. Number 9. Network outside of your faculty. This was one of my biggest traps in my 6 years of teaching studies. I only hung out with other future teachers. We talked about our experiences in the classroom, about the classes we take, about the exam we were preparing for. And we shared the same worldview. If I could start over, I would force myself to go to workshops, to events, to parties, to seminars of completely different faculties. Go hang out with the tech guys, with the business students, with the engineers, with the designers. If you only look at the world through the lens of your own major, you become blind to the other thousands of possibilities of career paths out there. In the end, your network dictates your perspective. Number 10. Treat university like a buffet, not like a set menu. Treat university like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Most students get their curriculum on the first day and follow it strictly. They take classes ABC because they have to. I mean, of course, you have to do the classes that are mandatory for your course of studies. But if I had the chance to do it again, I would steal knowledge from other departments as well. You are paying for university access, so use it. Go sit in the back of a psychology lecture, sneak into a public speaking class, or attend a seminar on entrepreneurship. Some of the most valuable insights I gained from classes that have nothing to do with my actual degree. Number 11, build a portfolio of skills over a perfect resume. In the modern market, your university degree is just a piece of paper. This is what employers actually look at. Build a portfolio of skills, not just a clean resume. In the modern economy, nobody cares about your perfect GPA. If I started over, I would focus on creating proof of work. If you learn graphic design, build a website. If you learn marketing, analyze a real brand strategy and post it online. Create a digital portfolio that shows the world. Look, I don't just have a degree in this, I can actually do it. This will be your greatest advantage in the job market. Learn high-income skills completely outside of your curriculum. Your university major might teach you how to write academic essays, but it rarely teaches you how to make money and survive in a digital age. If I were to start again, I would spend 2 hours of my weekend reading up and implementing high-income skills like copywriting, basic digital marketing, project management tools, or data analysis. Because these skills act as your ultimate insurance policy. If you realize after 6 years, like I did, that your degree is not the right path for you, these skills will become your life rafts that will keep you above water. Number 13. Your major is not your identity. The most dangerous trap you can fall into is making your degree your entire personality. Do not let your studies define your identity. For 6 years, when somebody asked me, "Who are you?" I was instantly thinking, well, I am a future teacher. It became my entire personality and my social status. And that is exactly why it was so terrifying to quit, because I was so attached to the outcome. When you decide to leave a major like that, you feel like you're destroying your entire identity and you're actually starting to question who it is that you are. What is left of you when there is no major left? You need to realize that you're a human being studying a specific topic right now. You are not your major. Separating your self-worth from your degree gives you the emotional freedom to make objective choices about your future. Number 14, learn financial literacy from semester 1. Master financial literacy immediately. Most students live in a constant cycle of financial anxiety. They check their account with fear, overspend on the weekends, and have no clue how money actually works. If I started from scratch, I would open a separate account for my fixed costs on day 1. Track every single euro and learn the absolute basics of budgeting and investing. Why? Because financial pressure forces you to make desperate decisions. If you are broke, you will stay in a miserable job or the wrong career path, because this is the only option that you have. Money buys you options. And that is why financial literacy equals freedom. Finally, number 15, document your journey publicly. If you're a student right now, you're sitting on a gold mine of content. Here's why you should start posting today. If I could go back 6 years, I would start a blog. I would upload my first video on a YouTube channel or create a TikTok account vlogging my daily life. A lot of the times we think that we need to be experts to post online, but people actually fall in love with documentation and honesty. If I had shared my 6-year journey transparently, I wouldn't just be starting my career today. Do not wait until you have it all figured out. This day will never come. Start documenting today because your unique journey is your biggest asset. Quitting after 6 years wasn't easy, but it was the best decision of my life so far. Remember, your timeline is your own and it's never too late to reset. Let me know in the comments which of these points you will implement today, and I will see you in the next video.